Going on? This is Game with Ski and talking Diablo 4. We've got 2 more weeks and pretty happy about that. Pretty excited. So let's get to it. What am I talking about today? We're gonna talk about the last server slam. I'm going to talk about my spreadsheet update. We're going to get into how to build your own character so that you can make your own good builds. How to find out Diablo 4 news without somebody having to tell you the news. And I'm going to show you what character I'm going to play, which I believe will be the meta. So we'll get that straight to it. First off, Diablo 4 update. I don't know how many of you participated in the server slam. I only got to play for about 3 hours. I was out of town on business, and wow. Just wow. So I don't know if you remembered. I don't know if I made the video or not, but I recorded a video. I don't know if I posted it yet, but I was talking about my build and what I thought would be nerfed, and they nerfed it. They nerfed the crap out of it. So there was, I don't know if you were paying attention. Here's a website I'm at here, but they were talking about what they were going to change for the server slam, okay? And here's some things that they changed. Oh, yeah, we're gonna, do the dungeons. But here's what they said that they were gonna change the gameplay mechanics, okay? Yeah, some of this. Barb. Oh, they're gonna give them a flat damage reduction. Whirlwind skill deals a little more damage and double swing. Druid, oh, you got a couple changes here. Necro, you got a couple changes there. Sork, change of this. Firewalls will now spawn more frequently. So anyways, looked like very little change here, okay? So this is what very little is going to be changed, they say. And I thought, holy crap, how can they not nerf the ice sork or whatever, the blade, ice blades. Yeah. Well, here's the actual changes that went down. Look at this. Everything was nerfed across the board. Boom, boom, boom. Nerf, nerf, nerf. This is so you can see it. Lots of nerfs. All right. Sork is what I care about. Here's how you go find this. Wowhead.com. Diablo 4 News. Patch notes. 0.9 patch notes. Okay. Here's some buffs to lucky hit chance from Frostbolt. Spark they buffed. Glinting Spark they buffed. Ice Shards, they really lowered the lucky hit chance on that. Frozen Orb from 20% to 4%. You ain't hitting lucky on that. All right. Charge Bolt, they made Charge Bolt decent. Look at that buff. Almost a massive buff to Charge Bolt. Charge Bolt might be pretty good. Might be. So Charge Bolt, they actually made it good. Look looks like they made everything pretty good. Chain Lightning definitely needed a nerf. That's understandable. That definitely needed a nerf. And they one less hit too. Wow, from 6 to 5. Ice armor forms a barrier of ice. So they nerfed the crap out of ice armor. Having your barrier, you could still get a ton of barrier, I think, because it automatically starts at 30%. But what they don't show here as well, they nerfed gems too, so I'll show you that later. But yeah, so this is all the skills. Sork is still really good. Look at Ball Lightning's lucky hit chance down to 5%. Jeez. Yeah. All right. Anyways, yeah, they made some weird changes. I don't know what they're getting at. There's still some skills that are just way better than other skills, enchantments, anyways. Like this meteor enchantment is still horribly awful. They nerfed the whole. They did a mega nerf on Hydra. They nerfed it from 12 to 10 seconds, so that's 20% less damage. And then from 30% damage to 12%. So Hydra has been destroyed. Ice Blades. That build is dead. Massive nerf on that. All right. Massive nerf on Frost Nova. So let's see Frost Nova. It was 15-second cooldown. They added 10 seconds to the Frost Nova cooldown. It doesn't even do any damage. Just wow. So that was a massive nerf on Frost Nova. So I don't think, I mean, this was one of the best. I guess they knew that everybody was going to use it, so let's nerf the crap out of it. Anyways, I'm just pointing out that they said one thing, that these are the changes, and then these are the new changes. Just massive disconnect there. I guess they didn't want people complaining, I guess. So anyways, we got that. Spreadsheet update. I updated my spreadsheet here. The link is in the description below. But I updated all the aspects here. I kind of sorted some of them. I sorted the offensive ones by kind of color here a little bit. Fire, ice, lightning, crit, damage boost. And gems. Massive nerf all around on gems. I updated all of these. So you can see that. I don't have the before and after here. I just update. But the massive one here is the chipped ruby. They must have known. I don't know. So now you get 2.5% extra life from a chipped ruby. Or 4% barrier generation. Damage over time reduction. They're just damage reduction. I mean, you still got to get the rubies. Maybe go some thorns. Thorns might not be too bad. Over life. Thorns and life. or barrier generation. And that for the armor, for armor, life is the best. You don't need healing received. Or damage reduction while control impaired. This might be pretty good because sometimes you're slowed, and that's kind of when it really counts, when you're slowed and when you're frozen. I've been slowed and frozen before, and that's kind of when you die. So this might be pretty good. That might work better than the 2.5% life. But basic skill damage that's a very good. I'm surprised they didn't nerf that because that's huge. Basic skill damage. Ultimate, no. Life on kill. I can't believe they nerfed life on kill. You don't get any life on kill on bosses. Damage over time, that's pretty huge right there. So that's really good right there. Damage over time. All right. So I updated the spreadsheet. I hopefully updated all these proper. And hopefully, well, I updated all the gems proper. Yeah, I only got to play 3 hours of the server slam. I literally just got to level 20 and then it turned off on me. So, not 3 hours. I mean, not even 3 hours. So I got to level 20. I was just about to start trying things and diddly-daddling around, and it, yeah, cut me off. All right. So what are we going to talk about next? Oh, ooh, hey. How to build a decent character. Okay. How do I build a decent character? Well, I start by the build. This build calculator here. Uh-oh. Reset. Okay. Did his build go offline? Okay, that's working now. All right, reset. Are you sure? Yes, I want to reset. Okay. How do I make a decent character? Well, the first thing that you got to do is find out which skill, just use all the skills on normal gear with no legendaries and get a feel for what feels like it's powerful, because you want to look for things that feel like they're killing things really fast or feel like you have a lot of survivability, because a lot of times when they make games, they have the stats on there, but sometimes there's a little mistake in there, maybe a missed decimal point or something. Maybe not to that extent, but there's something different, between a disconnect between what they describe the skill as and how effective the skill actually is. So you only get that by trying all the skills and feeling them out. So you try skills, feel them out, feel what works, and then note the skills that work really well. So I'll let you know what works, what I've felt works really well. The fireball enchantment. The ice shards worked really well. Chain lightning works really well. Charged bolt now works really well, especially with massive survivability for endgame. 20% damage reduction. So that's applied before any kind of damage reduction is applied. It just reduces their damage output. So that takes away a boss's one-shot capability, I'd say. Charged bolt. Bosses won't one-shot you. So you could be a very good support character with charged bolt if you're in a party. Yeah, teleport is really awesome. Frost Nova went from super awesome to now you're constantly waiting on it. I guess I wish it was 20 seconds and not 24. Oh, gosh, I can't even click on anything. I have to. Arc Lash is really good. Hydra is meh. Ice Blades is meh. Lightning Spear is meh. I think it's kind of good that they did those balance changes, though, because now it takes away from how awesome those Hydra was just way too good. And Chain Lightning was super good. I don't know. It wasn't even that good. I mean, it needed a little bit of nerf. I think Ice Shards was better than Chain Lightning personally, but it took away from all these other skills that you could use. Ball Lightning is just absolutely horrible. I don't know what they're thinking with this skill. Maybe they'll buff it later so people do Ball Lightning later. I think that's what their plan on some of this stuff is they're giving you some builds to do off the bat, and then they're going to boost the underused skills. Anything channeling, like Incinerate, you're just stuck standing in place. It barely ever works. It never works. So you have to sit there to do damage with Incinerate. You have to sit there for a full 4 seconds. Up to 66.2%. So who wants to stand there in one spot getting destroyed? And it's only in a straight line. It's not like boom. You know, it's in a straight line. You have to sit there and aim it. It's just a horrible skill. It should do way more damage for you to have to sit through that. The enchantment might not be bad, though. The enchantment effect. Every 18 seconds, it incinerates enemies for 8 seconds. That might be something. That plus the firewall, that might be something to consider. Okay, Ball Lightning is trash, and then these are all okay. And then this skill here, Vire's Mastery. Close enemies take 10% increased damage from your shock skills and deal 20% less damage to you. So this is an automatic 20% damage reduction for any close enemy just by taking this passive. I think even if you're not a shock sorceress, a lightning sorceress, I think this passive, if the game is getting difficult, we're going to pick this point up. I mean, it's just 1 point to unspec. Unspec that. If you're ice, and then spec into that. Done deal. No problem. 20%. All right. So anyways, what do I find a good build? So first thing I do is I find skills that work, which almost all of them pretty much work. Blizzard, Meteor, Firewall, all the cores, and then Fireball, Frozen Orb, no, not really. Ice Shards, Chain Lightning, Charge Bolt, they all kind of work a little bit. Firebolt and Arc Lash, really. Frostbolt is crap. So, and then these two skills here. The next thing you do is you have to tell yourself, hey, You don't get much mana. This isn't like Diablo 2 or Path of Exile where you can spam the same skill over and over and over again. So unfortunately, we're like stuck on mana. You don't get mana, so it's kind of pointless to pump more than one skill. Because what you want to do, the strategy way of thinking about it is you want to pump that's two skills. You'll have a basic skill, maybe. Sometimes I don't even use that. You'll have to have 2 points. You'll pump another skill here. Get the enchantment bonuses there. And then you don't want to pump another skill because that's wasting 5 points. What you have to do is you have to pump these bonuses here. I don't know what these are called. Passives? You got to pump your passives to boost the skill that is doing the massive damage, the major damage. You want to pump the passives to do the major damage. And let's say you want to do you have conjurations. Well, now you got to pump your conjuration master. You want to do massive damage. Okay, so that's number 2. So step 2 would be have your build only use one skill that uses mana. All the rest of your skills should be cooldowns. Or one more of this. But yeah, you only want one skill that costs mana. All the other skills are cooldowns. Okay? So that's part 2. All other skills are cooldowns. Part 3. I think we just, oh yeah, we talked about it. Pump the passives. Find passives that really work. And part 4, find synergies. And this is the most important one. Find synergies. Now, what is a synergy? It's another skill or enchantment, like enchantment bonuses that synergize the other skills, like ice shards. If you're going ice shards, well, you already pumped 5 points into ice shards, okay? So if you got 5 points in ice shards, well, you might as well use the ice shards enchantment effect. Ice shards automatically conjure towards frozen enemies. Okay, we got that. So now, how do you synergize ice shards even more? Well, you need things that freeze the enemies often. So you have 2 possibilities for that. And I don't know which one works better. One would be Frost Nova. Enchantment effect, okay? Or you could use Frost Nova without the enchantment. You could just use a Frost Nova on your person as a cooldown skill. That'll freeze them on the dot. Boom, they're frozen. And now you're automatically conjuring ice shards. This applies chill as well. Anything that applies chill. Or you're going to want to decrease that cooldown of Frost Nova. Or right here, lucky hit. Frost skills have a 3% chance to instantly freeze. So you can instantly freeze them. That's a 10% chance. You can add more chill. Or you can go with this enchantment effect. Every 15 seconds, a blizzard forms over you and follows you for 6 seconds. So blizzard. Having blizzard automatically cast above you will also it could also freeze them as well. And then obviously you would go deep freeze because it chills enemies as well. So you want to apply the chill and the freeze and stuff if you're going that route. So that's how you synergize a build. Another way to synergize a build is, so that's the thing with chain lightning. All right. So I'm getting off on a rant here. So chain lightning is very good early levels, early leveling. But there's nothing to really synergize this. So right now, I mean, it's good. It seems good. This is why a lot of people think it's really good, but they don't understand that it's not that good. This is why it's good early game, but end game, chain lightning ain't gonna be very good because there's nothing that synergizes it. There's nothing that's, oh, after you cast 100 mana, you'll do another chain lightning. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So it's done. There's nothing synergizing it. It's done, son. Okay? Even, heck, I bet even Meteor would be better. All right. Firewall. So how do you synergize Firewall? It's another good one. Incinerate. Right here. Every 18 seconds, a serpent spawns and incinerates enemies for 8 seconds. So you would get Incinerate enchantment and Firewall enchantment. Or there's another enchantment that you might get is the Firebolt enchantment, maybe. Or the Fireball. Probably Fireball. Well, I don't know. You'd probably use Fireball. The Fireball is just so good. But Fireball doesn't burn. Like, it doesn't add any burning. It just explodes. So that's the problem. So that's why you would want to go Incinerate. Like, if you went Firewall, and if you go Firewall, you probably want this right here. Each time an enemy takes burning damage, there's a 5% chance to spawn 2 firewalls underneath them for 3 seconds. And enemies continue burning after leaving. So Firewall is really good. That's one of the builds that I might swap over to if things get a little hairy. Glass cannon. You just want to deal massive damage. And Hydra. So you want multiple things burning them at the same time. So yeah, you throw 1 point Hydra. Hydra also burns enemies. 1 point Hydra. Firewall is the most damaging skill that the sorceress has. Or the sorcerer has. Okay. And they have the best passives. Okay. And then Inferno, because every time you do burning damage, you want it to create another firewall. You got Hydra spamming. You got Incinerate automatically incinerating. You've got Firewall, and with Firewall, you don't even need a normal skill. So you're going to use Firewall, Teleport, Hydra, Inferno. All right, Fireball, Teleport, Hydra, Inferno, and then you get 2 more skills. Probably Flame Shield, because more burning. That automatically heals you. And then who knows what else? Either Ice armor for the barrier, or Frost Nova. Maybe Frost Nova for vulnerability. I mean, even though it's only once every 24 seconds. But anyways, so you find things that just synergize each other. This is, I mean, and Firewall costs so little mana. You could just keep spamming Firewall, Firewall, Firewall. Right here. Killing a burning enemy increases your mana regeneration by 10. Look, you just got mana up the wazoo. Less mana there. No, you don't really need that. Increase burning damage for each second they remain burning. Up to 15%. So 15% increased burning damage right there. That's great for bosses. And you heal while they're burning. That's like huge. Huge, huge, huge. So this is why Firewall. This is a great example of just stacking this damage, and it's very easy. And then you could either go unique source of burning, 2% increased damage. So if you're burning from 3 sources, which would be Inferno, or how about Firewall, Hydra, that's 2 sources, and then you got either Flame Shield or Incinerate enchantment. That's 3 sources. So 369, 9 times 2, because it's doubled, is 18%. So there's another 18% damage. So you got 18%. You got 15%. You got another 18%. So you multiply 224% by 45%. That's almost, what, 300? Something over that. Huge. 224 times 40%. $313% damage. Plus it spreads. And that's just one. You could do one after another. It stacks one after another, after another, after another, plus whatever other burning stuff it's doing. It's just massive, massive, massive burning damage. That's how you create a build. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. You got Flame Shield burning them for a little bit. 2 seconds if you're standing right there. So that's how you create a build. How do you get your Diablo 5 news? Like, how do you know what's coming, what they're changing, what the update? Well, you can click on the patch notes on the downloader, or you go on the forums, Diablo 2 forums. Or D4 forums. That's all you got to type in on your search bar. And it says US forums, blizzard.com, END4 top. Boom. Right there. Topic, Necromancer minion adjustments. Here's a Blizz tracker. They tell you. That's all the posts. May 14th is the last one there? That just doesn't seem right. Latest. Tab. Okay, well, yeah. That was the last post from the Blizzard, but that's how you do it. you don't really read too much about these other people. You know, people complaining they don't know what they're doing. Blizz Tracker, it'll tell you. Hotfix. Hotfix. DLSS options. So that's how you get the news. Important news. There's a lot of people posting news that clickbaity news, and I click on it like an idiot because I fall for that crap. So I stopped it. I figured, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go straight to the source because it's a lot of useless stuff. All right. Check mark. And to the last and final information. What build am I going to play? And what is my strategy for when Diablo 4 releases? Well, I found what is, I believe, is going to be the leveling meta on the Sork. Definitely. There's no question. There's no question that this is going to be the meta. And I purposely was withholding this build because I didn't want them to nerf it. But I'm going to let you guys know because, one, not a lot of people see this. So I'm going to show you what it is and what it entails. So at the beginning of the meta, I'm going straight up Arc Lash 2. I'm not going this enhanced Arc Lash. I'm not going glinting. I'm just going plain Arc Lash. Because you only have like a 5% crit chance, okay? That's nothing. And you don't want to swipe an addition. You don't need to swipe an additional time. I want to do 10% damage every hit, not an additional swipe if I crit. It's always gonna get that crit on the guy who's only gonna get, he's gonna get killed in one hit, okay? So Arc Lash. Next, I'm going for, obviously, Chain Lightning. Well, straight up go 4. And right when teleport is available, boom, you pick up 1 teleport. Now, this build isn't for, like, the faint of heart. I'm going to say it for right now. If you find yourself, if you're not a very decent player and you find yourself dying, you might want to go for a more defensive build. This is straight up offense to get me to level 50 as fast as possible. And then I'm going to evaluate my strategy from there. I'll probably go Firewall from there. And that's another part of the strategy that I'll get into later and why I'll get into it. But anyways, back to Chain Lightning. We want to do massive damage right off the bat, okay? Next thing, and I'm kind of not sure of where to go from here. Now, I don't know if I want to just stick with these 3 skills and go Glass Cannon just to get that massive damage boost. Or I might go for Hydra. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, I think that's what we will do, actually. Yeah. So the next hit deals 10% increased damage if it bounces off you, okay? I don't think that's going to matter much. You're wasting 2 points here. So you're going to go straight. I guess I am going to go straight Glass Cannon. Yeah, straight Glass Cannon. You want, while you're running through, you want to be getting 1-hit kills. Okay, you want to, boom, hit that. You want to hit that Chain Lightning, and you want all the people to die. Oh my gosh, my chair fell backwards. So anyways, yeah, straight Chain Lightning, 1 in teleport. You don't need any of this yet. 3 Glass Cannon. You want to just stuff dying right away. You want to output that damage. Now we're going to go. So that's 1 skill, 2 skill, 3. And then these 3 right here. Pure offense. 4, 5, 6. And now we're level 15. Boom. 1 fireball. This is the best enchantment effect right here. When you kill an enemy, they explode in a fireball for 50% of its damage. Now, this is where you got to be careful, okay? 50% of a fireball damage is, well, this fireball does 60% damage. So that's 30% of your damage. So they only explode for 30% damage. But Chain Lightning is so effective right now that it's still better to go with Chain Lightning, adding a little bit of Fireball. Okay, next up, where are we going? Well, we're still level 15, so we're going to go. We want to reduce our cooldowns a little bit. We have 3 cooldowns. We have Teleport, Ice Blades, and Lightning Spear. So we're going to go with reducing our cooldowns for our Ice Blades and Teleport. Notice I didn't get Frost Nova. It's just too long to wait now, I think. Before, when it was a lot less of cooldowns, you can move quicker, but now you can't. Here, and I don't even know if we're going to go that. I guess I got to play with it a little bit. You might want to go Arc Lash to do massive damage right off the bat. But you see, these are all damage dealers. We're really front loading. We want to really front load the damage. Use our glass cannon. We don't need to be burning anything because it's only burning 12% of its base damage. Well, each of these do more. 15% damage right off the bat right there. That's why these are better. And yeah, we're not going to be needing to reduce cooldowns. And then since we're having 3 summons, we want to increase that damage even more. We're going to go Conjuration Mastery. Level 22. So we deal 3, 6, 9 damage. And it's pretty easy to find something with another Hydra. So we go 4, 5, 6, 7. That's another 10% damage right here. 10% additional damage, and it's mostly just your Chain Lightning that's really doing the damage. We're level 22. There's really not much here. So we're going to get a little bit of defense. So these are our cooldowns. When we use cooldown, we're getting barrier. Now we can go for our whatever ultimate you would like. And these are really where it shines here. And what are we going to go with? I think Unstable Currents is the best for a boss. So if you get up there and you're using Arc Lash, that's the only problem. So that's the problem with Unstable Currents. So we're not going to go that. Because you got to be right next to the boss. And you don't want to do that. So you probably just go with Inferno. Inferno or Deep Freeze. And you know what? Deep Freeze might be better because it reduces your cooldowns by 50%. Right at the beginning, anyways. And you get a barrier. All right. Level 29. We're almost We just need to spend a couple more points. We're not using teleport. We're not getting into the whatever. We're just doing massive damage, okay? And then this is where things, there's not really much damage buffs. Because we're using a little bit of everything, mostly lightning, but there's not much. See, you don't get much for lightning. There's nothing that increases lightning damage. So that's the problem with lightning, is there's not, like chain lightning, is you don't have things that increase the damage. We'll probably just go like that. Greater chain lightning enhanced. Okay, boom. Now we're level 31. All right. And yeah, we would do deep freeze for now, just because it's the cooldowns. I guess you could do Inferno. Doesn't really matter. You do one Inferno. You could do one Inferno and then just buff some of these skills. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We were doing chain lightning, but maybe you increase your fireball to have more fireball damage. All right, now we're level 31. This is where things change. We're switching. We're changing gears because like I said before, we are maxed out on our chain lightning. It doesn't do anything. There's nothing that synergizes it. So we're going to go from chain lightning to fireball. So we're going to max fireball. Because one, fireball has that enchantment effect where they explode. Fireball's radius is increased based on distance traveled, and we don't need greater fireball. Oh my gosh, I gotta use the bathroom, so I gotta go AFK for a minute. I'll be back. I need something where I can type AFK on here. Where is it? Where's Photoshop? I use Adobe Photoshop 7.0 because it's free. Okay. AFK. 10 minutes. All right, we're setting the 10-minute AFK timer. I will be right back. All right. I am back, and I am just getting back to the best part of the build. So, I showed you pretty much just the typical leveling build, all right, up to 28. And we got to level 31, and this is the meta right here. And I'm about to show you, okay? Now, I've seen other people's builds online, and it's like, I don't know what these people are thinking. Their builds are horrible. Horrible. But what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. And just like the ice blades, part of me wonders if this is going to get nerfed. That's why I'm coming up with a bunch of different builds, because I know they're going to nerf some. And I think I'm going to play at launch day because they're going to nerf. So I'll show you what we do here, okay? We got to level 30. We unspec'd from Chain Lightning. We went full Fireball. We're going to use Fireball as our attack. Now, it sounds a little funky, but trust me on this, okay? And we're going to unspec Hydra, because we no longer need Hydra. We want all cooldowns. And actually, we probably don't even need these. We're going to go with Frost Nova, Ice Armor, and maybe Flame Shield. Okay? Maybe Ice Blades. No. Okay? All right. So this is what you're going to do. We have our Fireball enchantment. And next, this is the big one. Arc Lash enchantment effect, okay? When you use a cooldown, enemies around you are stunned for 0.7 seconds. This is the biggest this is the biggest exploit of them all right? So we spec into that. Now we're going to go down here to the mastery. Shocking Impact. Every time you stun an enemy, you deal 15% lightning damage to them. How about 30% lightning damage? How about 45% lightning damage? Okay? Are you starting to get this? And then we're going to spec in Enhanced Teleport, Shimmering Teleport, and then Mystical Frost Nova. So we have 35 points here. We want to go down a little bit. Get back to our level 31 that we were, okay? Because right when we get that second enchantment, this is what you're going to spec into. Okay? This is massively huge, okay? I need a Trump clip playing where he goes massive, massive. Huge, massive. So you're stunning them every time you use a cooldown. You're dealing 45% lightning damage. Then when one dude dies, it's gonna start popping off full 44% fireballs. So this is what you do. You teleport in there. Boom, you hit teleport. That's automatic. 45% lightning damage to everybody around you. Plus, it does 25% damage. And you'll probably pump that a little bit so you can use it more often on your next levels, okay? Maybe. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, so you teleport in. Next thing you do is you pop your ice armor. Now you use another static. That's another 45%. Next thing you do is you pop your Frost Nova. That's another 45%. Now you could pop 2 fireballs one or two guys are going to explode, and now you're already dealing. I don't know. We did 45 plus 45. That's 90. Two fireballs. Another 84. Another 84. And then you do a couple, one or two swaps of arc lash, and then all the guys are going to explode in fireballs, dealing 40% damage. You're going to kill groups of mobs in like 4 seconds. You'll just teleport in, hit 2 cooldowns, pop 2 fireballs. The whole mob is just gonna. I mean, you could play through this in your head. I mean, this is the ultimate leveling build, and it's defensive too, because you get flame shield every time you use flame shield. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5, 6. You don't even need really a cooldown. I'm not sure if you would go with an ultimate on this one. I think you want to be popping cooldowns as fast as possible to be hitting this shocking impact. Yeah. Hell. You might even be able to get to pick up the shatter and deal even more damage, because they're gonna get frozen when you use Frost Nova. Even though you're not doing, you don't have to, it doesn't say doing ice damage. It says damage you dealt to them while frozen. And if they die, it automatically, I think there's a, I don't know if it automatically does. That's something that we're going to have to test. The shatter. Or you get Fire's Mastery, which is, this is the best one. But anyway, so that's the big secret. That's the build. From level 32, you're just going to be destroying everything. We'll get that protection. We want some shields. We don't need any more of these. I mean, I guess you could, but you're going to be teleporting into the mobs. You're going to be teleporting in, so you're going to be in the thick of it. So that's why you want these barriers here. And then you're just going to be fireballing. And you probably don't even need this enhanced fireball, because you're going to be right up in there. You're not going to be firing fireballs. You're going to be in melee range with the arc lash and the fireball. That gives us more points to go with. Well, whatever you want here. I mean, if you want to, like, I don't really know. Besides the glass cannon, there's not too much. I mean, I guess we could go with elemental dominance, because a lot of the damage we're going to be doing, well, that's only core skills. Yeah, so no. No. That's only core skills. And that's only if you have conjurations. But it's still just massive. I mean, this 45% every time you stun them, plus the fireball enchantment. I was also thinking about this here, charge bolts. So I was between two things. I was between fireball and charged bolts. So basically, oh heck, it reset everything. Every time you stun an enemy, which is, there's a 40% chance to release 3 charged bolts. And you're going to be stunning them automatically with the enchantment effect here. So I was between, I guess I haven't been able to test it. Nobody has been. But you're going to go with Charge Bolt or Fireball. Whatever works better. I'm guessing Fireball is going to work better up to like level 50. And then when the game gets harder and you're not one-shotting things anymore, you're going to probably swap over to the Charged Bolt. Yeah, when you stun an enemy, there's a 40% chance to release 3 charged bolts. Not only are you releasing 3 charged bolts, but you are Hold on, let me get all these again. Yeah, glass cannon. Yeah, we're going to be in the thick of it. That's why we got our protection barrier. And then, yeah, that's the only problem is I'd really like a burn, like... Arc Lash does massive damage, but a part of me wants Fire Bolt. Just because there's nothing, like I said before, there's nothing that really enhances. Yeah, I guess you can go crit. Yeah, there's nothing that really increases the shock skills. Yeah, I mean the burning is just got so much better increased damage. But that's I'm positive this is going to be the leveling meta right here. Teleport in. When you use a cooldown, enemies are stunned. Every time you stun an enemy, you deal 45% lightning damage. When you stun an enemy, there's a 40% chance to release charge bolt from them. It's just boom, 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 boom. For bosses, obviously, you take different enchants. You'd probably do like a, I don't know, incinerate, something that spawns automatically, where you can run circles around them. I don't know. Can you think of anything that that we can go from here? We're at 39. Probably Vire's Mastery. Close enemies take... Oh, here we go. Close enemies take 10% increased damage from shock skills. Okay. All right. We got something now. Yeah, the Vire's Mastery. And we're going to be close because we're going to teleport right on them. Right on top of them. And it's going to deal that shocking impact. Massive, massive. Critical strikes. No. Yeah, so we want this critical. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. There is nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. Here we go. We're going to get one elemental attunement so we can reset that one of those every 10 seconds. And honestly, you go deep freeze. A lot of people are going to want to go like unstable currents. Maybe we'll take away like ice armor and go deep freeze because it's going to reduce our cooldowns by 50%. So we get... It's like getting an extra... All right, 20 seconds. 24 seconds. Heck, you might even be able to not use Arc Lash and have a fourth cooldown and only use Charged Bolt. I mean, the mana cost is only 30. That's a very good possibility. I don't think you really need, except for on like a boss. But that's about it. I mean, that's how the build works. I haven't really worked out the exact build of it, but that's the gist of it. I would really like a way... Enemies deal 5% less damage for 5 seconds after being critically struck. Yeah, heck, I think this will work later game too, because when you hit an enemy with Charge Bolt, they're dealing less damage. Unless they can't be stunned, then you're in trouble. Then you partner with somebody with a freeze build or something. Yeah, there just isn't anything to max that fire damage to burn. So part of me is thinking that we go with Fire Bolt as your normal attack, so you can just get these. These are really good right here. Mana regen for killing an enemy that's burning. You just want 30 and warmth, and then you heal. So on long boss fights, as long as something is burning, you're healing. It's just massive. Every second, 1% a second. So after 100 seconds, you have full life. It's outrageous. Yeah. So, and you don't even need, you just need 1 point, Fire Bolt. Or direct damage from skills applies additional burning damage over 8 seconds. Wow. Oh, no, well, that doesn't, no. I was thinking we could use that to our advantage with the Fireball enchantment, but we're already using the Fireball enchantment, and then we need the Arc Lash enchantment. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could burn them with the flame shield. I mean, you heal yourself with the flame shield, I guess. It's just you have all these points that there's really nothing else that you can really do. I guess you could go for your lucky hit. But we don't have anything that needs lucky hit besides that. So it's not, don't need that. Oh. We don't have conjuration. They need more of these stat points. Yeah. We're not going to be doing burning damage. You're just going to be using Arc Lash. So that's kind of a mistake that they made on their part. I guess we go like this. 15, wow, an additional 15% less damage after being critically struck. So you go crit. And, oh, here's lucky hit. Oh, here we go. 3% chance to stun enemies for 3 seconds, I guess. I don't know. That's just so, the chance of that is so. And we're 46. I guess we got, I don't know what you would get. Would you just, I don't know. What do you think? Another Arc Lash. Charge Bolt. I guess you could get Teleport to teleport faster. We're at Renown 2. 3. You could do Frost Nova faster too and decrease that cooldown. It's nice to have a fast movement. Oh, that's what it was. Oh my gosh, that's what I forgot. Okay. Right here. Hitting a stunned enemy, so we're going to be stunning them. Enemies are stunned when you use the cooldown. Hitting a stunned enemy reduces your cooldowns by 0.25 seconds. So you're going to use a cooldown, swipe. Use a cooldown, swipe. Use a cooldown, swipe. Use a cooldown, swipe. You gotta rotate through there. I guess that gives you 1 second less cooldown, so I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of ways to go about this. You could try to reduce cooldowns a little more with this ice blades, but it's not. You don't get much. You don't get much anymore. It went from ice blades cooldowns. Let's see what it was. What was it? I don't think I have it. I don't have it. Don't have it up. Yeah, it was like was it 0.5 seconds or was it 1 second? Each time it hits a vulnerable enemy. But then it went to, it's 0.5 seconds, so now it's only 20% of that. Whatever 20% of 0.5 is, what is that, like 0.2? 0.1. It's 0.1 second. It's nothing. So yeah, that was 1 second, and this was 50%. So this is now nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I guess the only other thing you'll do is just be, I mean, you could go this elemental dominance because you will be using, I mean, charge bolt is the core skill. When you stun them, it's going to be sending out charge bolts, so you can get an additional almost 10% damage there. I guess that's something to do, or you could reduce your cooldowns. I don't think it matters much, but we're at level 50 renown 8. There's only 2 more points to go. Movement speed, that's on crit. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, we got 5 out of 5 teleport. We'll probably go Frost Nova. Yep, and that's max there. And then we got our tree here. Paragon start. Go up through here. Elementalist. Wow, that's pretty huge. Damage elemental. Wow, that's pretty good. Glyph socket. Oh, wow. Mastery skills gain. Holy cow. Yeah. I think we're going our way to the other side there. But I think that's pretty much it on talking. I don't really know where I'm going from here. Maybe I'll make a separate build 1 week from to launch of this. But I'm pretty sure this is the build I'm going to go with, just because of the massive double dipping of the shocking impact. And then either charge bolt or fireball, one or the other. It's just, yeah. Charge bolt or fireball, I don't know. Bow, yeah. Yeah. But anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if this build is any good, or if you got something that's better. I'd like to know. um, what build you're going to go with. I'm probably going to hop between this build. Oh, I forgot to talk about that. There was one last thing that nobody's really talking about. And that is, you're probably not going to go with just one build in the beta. You're probably going to need 2 and maybe 3 builds. And why is that? And that's why you want to have multiple. Why do you want 3 builds? Because, well, your legendary affixes. That's why. Because we're going to be able to rush to like level 50. And at level 50, that's when you're going to have your one build that's ready for level 50. And all the items are going to drop up to level 50. And that's a plateau. You can grind all you want at level 50. Only level 50 items and affixes are going to drop. And you're going to have full legendary gear. Well, you've now used up all your legendary affixes for that particular build. Unless you have doubles, triples, I don't know. I don't know how much are going to drop, but I don't know. We'll probably be able to get to level 50 in like not even 8 hours, okay? So we'll be at level 50 at 8 hours. You'll probably have 8. I don't know. Some people said they get 1 legendary affix an hour. So you'll have 8. 8 legendary affixes. Okay, you're not going to have enough for all the different to constantly swap your gear. If you find another good weapon, well, now you can't. You already used up your legendary affix. So now when you're level 50, you're going to be grinding new gear. You're going to do your what is that called again? The capstone dungeon. You have to do the capstone dungeon to get to the next world tier. And then that world tier will go to like level 75. So now you'll have to swap over. You want to swap to like an intermediate build because you're going to be swapping gear. All your affixes are going to be used up. And you're going to be finding like higher tier items that are just going to be exponentially better than what you're wearing. So you're going to want to swap out that gear, and then you'll swap out those affixes. You'll swap it to a separate build. And then you'll grind at level 75 for like 4 hours. And then you have to swap again to get to World Tier 4 and do that capstone dungeon. So right before that capstone dungeon, you'll probably swap again. I'm not sure when we're going to swap. When it gets too hard is when you'll swap into a second build. So you got to think about that. Think about multiple builds. So Firewall is definitely good. This leveling build is definitely good. And a very good defensive build would be the Ice Shards Frost build. So probably those 3 are going to be the 3 big ones. You might be able to do Meteor, kind of like, or Blizzard. You could probably use Blizzard over Ice Shards. Blizzard might work really well. Especially since you get a Blizzard following you. Constantly spawning. Something to think about. Those are things to think about. Think about what you think about. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I am going to eat some breakfast now because I am starving now. Let me know what you think.